Hi, this is Alok. You're watching the MCBC show, and today I'm going to review film Sam Bahadur. Well, Sam Bahadur is a story that needed to be told, and why? Because the future generations had to be told about a man called Sam Bahadur, who played a very important role in 1971 war and military academy and the entire defense forces of India. But the question is Pippa a better film than Sam Bahadur? I'll tell you why. But before I say that, let's talk about Sam Bahadur. Sam Bahadur is a film based on India's first Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. Directed by Meghna Gulzar, the film is co-written by Bhavani Iyer and Shantanu Srivastav. The film is produced by Ronnie Screwvala under his banner RSVP. The film stars Vicky Kaushal in the lead role, supported by sanya malhotra and Fatima Sheikh. The film DOP is Jay I. Mehta, whose work we have seen in Mard Ko Dard Nahi Hota Hai, Jug Jug Jio and Razi. Film is edited by Nitin Bed, who edited films like Gully Boy and Razi. The film background score is done by Ketan Soda and the songs are done by Shankar Ehsan Loy. Well, Sam Bahadur is a movie. It's almost like a history lesson for us because the movie starts when Sam Bahadur was being trained under British Raj before 1947 at Indian Military Academy. So the movie starts from there, and then as he was put into under British Raj, he fought the Second World War near Burma. So movie from before when he was being trained moves on to Second World War on 42 43. Then the movie goes on to 1947, the division, the partition, and how it affected not only affected millions of people in India and Pakistan, but also affected the army because the army was also divided. A bunch of guys from the army went to Pakistan army, and a bunch of guys stayed, and lot many guys stayed back in India, and Sam was one of them. So it tells you the painful story of how army was divided and how Indian army was born in 1947. And then obviously the movie goes further and talks about the Kashmir's accession dilemma and how Sam Bahadur went over there and had a word with Kashmir Maharaja Hari Singh, and how we took control of Kashmir again back in those days 1947. The movie also tells you about 1962 war with China and how Sam played an important role in the whole scenario, and also the most important thing is the 1971 war with Pakistan, where we were fighting war not only from the eastern side but also on the west side. So that time there were two Pakistans, and how in the end after the 1971 war the East Pakistan, as we now call as Bangladesh, was born. So how India helped Bangladesh to become a country. So there you see, the movie stars before British Raj and goes right till 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I'm talking about 5 decades of movie. So this is like a history lesson for all of us, and the man himself, Sam Bahadur. Let's talk about Vicky Kaushal. Well, actually, I have seen many videos of actual Sam Manekshaw's video on YouTube, and I think that the man is a charismatic leader. I mean, you see his face. He looks into his eyes. He's got a very piercing eyes, Sam, in actual, and he's a charismatic guy. You talk to him, he'll fall in love with the guy. So I always thought that Vicky Kaushal was probably the only choice the makers had, because if you really go to see who could have played this role, I mean, we have the Khan Brigade, Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, they could not have played him. We have the Kapoors, no way. We have Akshay Kumar's, there's no way Akshay could have played this role. So in the end, I thought makers had the only choice is Vicky Kaushal. Vicky Kaushal is not an actor; he's an action hero. So he's not an actor as yet, but I thought that his attempt to become Manekshaw, Sam Bahadur, was very sincere. You could see in his eyes. There are some close-ups in the movie where you could see his sincerity in being Sam Bahadur. So I'll give full marks to Vicky Kaushal for at least making an attempt to being Sam Bahadur. I think that he did a decent role, not bad, but he was nowhere close to the actual Sam Bahadur because we have footage to see. At best, I thought, and I hate to make this comparison, but he sometimes hammed like Devanand in film Hum Dono, where he also plays a army man. So it was a combination of Vicky Kaushal and some Devanand and some actual Sam Bahadur. Not a bad way to portray the role, but yes, I think considering the reason why this movie was made and the reason why it was done, Vicky Kaushal did an amazing job, and it's a once in a lifetime job role, because when Ricky Kaushal will see back, he'll remember Uri for good reasons, but he'll also remember Razi and this movie, because which is where people will remember him as an actor. Sanya Malhotra did a good supporting role as a wife, not bad. Fatima Sana Sheikh, I thought was a mismatch personally, because I thought that she portrayed Indira Gandhi, and Indira ji, from whatever I know from YouTube and articles and here and there from people from those generation when they speak, I thought Indira ji was a very powerful lady. She had a very powerful presence wherever she used to enter a room or area. So when I see Fatima, she didn't look as powerful as Indira ji would have been in actual. So I thought that, in fact, Indira ji in this movie looked very sick. आंखों के नीचे काले गड्ढे आ गए and all that. I am not sure if really that is how Indira ji would have looked. But I see, because what happens is makers don't have a choice. Makers have a choice between commercial cinema and art cinema and parallel cinema. So they could not have cast anybody else. Fatima Sheikh is a current actress. She's a known actress, so I think they chose to cast her Indira. But in the end, is Pippa a better film than Sam Bahadur? Well, Pippa because both the movie is about same subject, 1971 war, and how we made Bangladesh to become a country. Pippa is a movie which is shot at a very grassroots level, where there is a regiment and the tanker called Pippa that actually moves from grassroots and actually goes to Bangladesh. And in movie Pippa, we have seen Sam Bahadur in a couple of scenes. And I wish this scene would have been done by actual Vicky Kaushal, but I don't know the timing of these two scenes. And by the way, both are done by same makers, Pippa and sorry, Sam Bahadur. So Pippa is a more grounded film. It is more grassroots film. It is more you are into the action where it's actually happening. Army going into Bangladesh, and Sam Bahadur is more of a point of is like more like a top view where it is shot from Sam Bahadur's point of view. So you will see him in war cabin, and you'll see him interacting with the defense ministers and his colleagues, army chief and navy chief. So it is not as involved as maybe a Pippa, but I think that if you see both the movie combined, so I think you get a better perspective about 1971 war. And I think it's very important that what Ronnie is doing. I think that, and full marks to him. He's recreating, he's telling us the stories that we never would have got to know otherwise. And it's very important to tell such kind of stories, whether it's Pippa or Sam Bahadur. What courageous people these were, and how India was made. Because India had a very painful history, because 47 we became a country. 62 China invaded us. 71 there was a war, so there was back to back chaos till now, and we were not as big as a country, as powerful as a country as we are today. So these stories needed to be told, and I think that the makers should make more such movies for us to know what India had been through. Anyway, if you are Sam Bahadur has collided with Animal, the movie. So, Animal on the other side is a very commercial, hardcore, movie, and this is a biography. So the viewers have a clear choice. And Sam Bahadur is not a theater movie. You can watch it on OTT. So whatever reason, if you happen to have missed this movie on a theater, you can go and watch it on OTT later. But full marks to Meghna Gulzar, to the team, to Vicky Kaushal, to Ronnie Screwvala for making such movies, and I think we look forward to movies like this for us, for our future generations. Anyway, this was it, and I'm going to review Animal very soon. So, Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, and yes, God bless Bharat.